Lo and behold, the video checks went well, the sound checks went well, and we're back for another episode of Your Next Village Idiot with me, Daniel McKeown. We are back outside, thank God, on a post-cycle home, post-commute cat watch, featuring MC Murphy on the bird and fly distraction side of the things. Give us a shout out, Murphy. We'll get him next time. But I'm back on the tiny microphone. It's April 7th, and I'm in a lot better mood than last time because I'm not hungover, which is good. And I also have a haircut to debut. Last time the sunglasses made sense because I wasn't in the shade. This time I want you to know I'm just your regular guy, sitting here with you in trousers that are ripped almost beyond repair. You can't hang on. Quick fit check. Ooh, look at that. Light wool grey on a springtime hang. You're damn right. These trousers are ripping like tissue at this point because my fat ass keeps hanging out and ripping the back of them when I do my squats, which is not often, but is often enough to cause multiple rips. Actually, I'm not above showing you. Hang on. So, my beautiful and talented wife sewed up some of it, but you can see the juice is loose, for want of a better phrase. If you see my eyes darting around away from the camera, it's not because there's a hawk flying down to grab me, as they do many short kings. It's because my cat keeps eyeing up the fence and looking like he could maybe go for a jump if he's too confident. Don't you? They're springy, stretchy cats, aren't they? Have you seen them when they're considering jumping and they go back on their hind legs and suddenly they kind of stretch up like the bad guy in June 1? But yes, another reason I'm in a good mood is that we just got off the bank holiday, and I just left work early, so it was all good. Since you last saw me, where are we in the world? Well, Trump just threatened nuclear annihilation, more or less, in a tweet. Kanye West has been banned from Wireless Festival. Hey, he did just try and go for the jump. He's such a little goblin. See, this is the difference between the way my wife talks about our cat and the way I talk about my cat. I talk about our cat like he's a roommate, and she talks about him like he's a son. So when he does something annoying, I'm like, this fucking guy, don't go for the jump again. You can't make it, and it's not good for you. The whole thing's going to derail if we can't do this. But yes, that's where we are in the world. That's where we are in the world. Cue A Day in the Life by the Beatles at that point. I'm in ripped trousers. Kanye West can't come here, and alas, we might be on the verge of something I can't even describe. I, like many people, get kind of stunned into numbness reading all this stuff about America and about what's going on with everything. But because it's weird, I remember having this discussion with a friend who he didn't believe in voting. Like, he was just like, I'm not going to vote. It makes no difference whatsoever. And at the time, this was a few years ago, I would be very, I suppose, liberal about it, because I do think voting's important, and I think people did die for your right to vote, and your apathy around voting allows people to do things negatively and get their way and act like they're doing it for you. I think about, the vote when Lenin did the revolution and then got the government at the time to do a vote on whether or not they approved. Everybody walked out in protest, and then just whoever was left voted them through, right? So it's like, it's not a democratic process. But I will say, I don't know why I'm standing the current voting system like I do, because every vote, and I'm not being hyperbolic, everything I've ever voted in hasn't gone my way. I'm old enough that the first time I really voted was against the Tory party when David Cameron was in power, right? That didn't work out for me. The second time was, oh, hello, I'm joined by two surprise guests coming. You can come. Why don't you come hang out? Okay. Murphy keeps jumping around. Like he keeps just jumping to get flies. I think. Like, yeah. But my vote for the first time I voted, it didn't work out. The second time I voted was against Brexit. I was a Remain guy. The third time was basically was for Keir Starmer's government. None of it's ever worked out the way I wanted it to. Oh, hello, look. Oh, how do you feel? How do you feel about using voting to take power back from things? Oh my goodness, look at him. Isn't this how can there be war when Murphy exists? Look at him. He's distracted by. He doesn't even know what he wants. Do you feel like that? I feel like he's all over the show. Oh, there he goes. I was just about to talk about our trip to Poland. Do you have any highlights of the trip that you'd like to share on microphone?
Highlights of the trip was getting drunk in a bath full of a bunch of piss.
Yeah, piss and beer is a really good bath addition.
How are they gonna let people drink beer in a thermal bath? The thermalness is just the piss.
Yeah.
Surely.
People lived and died for our right to drink beer and have it come right out of you straight away.
But it was actually so lovely. I actually felt so blissed out.
All things considered, it was nice. It had a nice warmth
and going
to it.
down the water slide while drunk.
Yeah, we had a real. I will say, water slides come into their own when you're 3 beers deep in hot water. No, we've talked.
Okay, bye.
But okay, bye, honey. The one thing as well was an odd thing that happened. So we went to Poland on the bank holiday for no real reason. We're not really sure why we went, other than just to get away from it all, just to get away and get back to us. But one weird thing was because we booked it so late, Auschwitz was entirely booked up. And you're in this weird, quite surreal tourist conversation where people are like, oh, you simply must go to Auschwitz. You have to go to Auschwitz. But not for love or money. It was completely sold out, which was the reverse of what it was designed for. You wonder what people would think if they flash forward 100 years and be like, oh yeah, this is a gold mine. People are crying out to get in here. But it was, we just didn't want to fall for the tourist traps, I guess. So that was why we avoided it. I think it's a very beautiful country, and it was really nice to be there. We did a lot of food tours, which prompted some bad Anthony Bourdain impressions, which I would die to do. I don't know if I've spoken about this on this podcast. I'm terrible at so many impressions, and I would love to do so many of them. It makes me sad, but but it was very cute. It was very nice. We just we went snowmobiling, which again, I don't even know why I'm filming this right now. Sorry, there is some adorable stuff happening just off camera, and you can't see it. You're stuck with me. You're stuck with me in my half bowl. Okay, they're coming back around. This is better content. Oh my goodness. Look at that. This is essentially a late 20s simulator. This is like... Don't make him... Okay, nice. Hey. Now, Murphy. You have an album coming out soon. Called Zoomy Crazy Midnight Time. What were you like in the studio? Okay, sure. If you want to take that tactic, play it mysterious. That's okay. I don't mind. Having a cat makes me realize how empty my life was before having a cat. I come from a family of staunch cat haters. Misogynists, we don't know. I think I was talking about voting before. But it's just mad to me. There's none of the things I've ever voted for worked out. I literally am just doing it for the love of the game at this point. I'm just I just want it on the record that I disagreed with that. They never went my way. I think one time, I'd like it if it worked out for me one time. It kind of half worked out when Starmer got in, because I think at the time, and it's maybe not fashionable to say now, at the time we were all a bit like, okay, you better don't fuck this up now. You got a chance to be cool. And then he decided to be deeply as uncool as he famously is. I would just like it to work out one time. I think if it did, it would be like, you know, the end of X-Men Days of Future Past, where Wolverine wakes up in the future and everyone's still around. I think it would be like that. I really can't fathom it. The best it gets is just like, okay, well, maybe my investments in cynicism are working out. You just hate when your cynicism is proved correct. That sucks. When you just like, when you have like a very cynical and uncaring take on something, and then you're proven that was astute, that was the way you should think about things. Oh, God forbid. God forbid. Speak in other news, I saw the band Geese live last. In other dude news, in other news pertaining to guys listening to the Throwing Fits podcast and way too invested in the cuff of their trousers. I watched Geese last night, a few weeks ago. One thing I will say about whenever I've bought tickets to any kind of live show, I immediately see I'm a demographic. I realize like everything I've ever thought was like me unique. Oh, I love this, and no one seems to know what it is, and this is just for me that I'm attending this. I just see a million guys like me, just a bunch of like, you know, pasty, no-chinned males trying some flair. It's just me. It's just me and another guy who kind of looks like Sid the Sloth, who's clearly grown out a goatee for the first time and wants to see it work out. Or it's like, you know, another guy with a bright pink Von Dutch hat and a jacket with no sleeves. And he's like, maybe this is me for now. Maybe I will be my fullest self. And we're all just trying to try out something. We're all just seeing how it goes. But we were all singing along. We're not going to pay our taxes like the Clappers. It was amazing. It was a great time. Weird band though. They are so against you liking them. Which, like, I get if you don't care. If you're just like, I don't care about the applause. I'm just performing my music and the band's all together, and that's what I like. That's fine. But it was like they would play a hit and then instantly pull back and be like, okay, you like that? Try this shit on for size. But I will say 4D Country hit, as did See Myself. That was really where it took off. That was really where me and all the timid consultants who had just tried out their cloud jumper for the first time, that was when we really came into our own and ascended. That's how you make up for it on a Wednesday night. You walk into Thursday with a spring in your step. Get straight down to the HR meeting at the air fryer tech company that you work at. It's weird. Since I've started doing this, I'm thinking a lot more about Carol Baskin, because I remember in that documentary, the Tiger King one, she had her alibi was sus because she recorded a YouTube video of her life, a vlog of her life, every single day. And the one day that she didn't was the night of the presupposed murder of her husband. Now, one wonders why someone would post incredibly benign average content every day to only make themselves liable to a murder charge. Which is why I've done the good grace of only posting these every few days. It was like, well, we knew we knew where he was loosely at a sunny time, and there's rain splatter on the knife, so I guess it couldn't be then. I used to think that was completely insane that she did that, and I don't know if it's just me losing out to the great content machine wars we're in, but I definitely don't care anymore. So it was a weird. I got this haircut in Poland actually, and I think it's a deeply humbling and grass-touching moment for every human being, or at least the other legions of insecure, pasty white boys that I tend to hang out with. That getting a haircut just makes you a toddler again. It makes you a toddler being put in your communion suit again. It completely, any sense of growth, any sense of like groundedness or holistic picture of yourself in the grand scheme of the universe. Complete to become, every haircut, even if it's a good haircut, I become this incredibly immature, insecure, third thing rhyming with guy. I just cannot. It's like I've become such a prima donna. I can't believe it. In a way that I don't like. I am deeply my worst self. That the 1 to 2 hours right after a haircut, it is just my worst self. It's like how I imagine Jack Antonoff is to hang out with. Like it's just deeply. Because I feel so vulnerable. I don't feel like me. I feel like I don't look like me. It's disorienting. I'm like, is that my head? I could only see half of my head before, and now I can see almost the entire shape. And then this bizarre and weak-skinned need to seem interesting. You perform it and present it to the world, and then I'm just like Hal from Hal's Moving Castle, where suddenly I asked for a short back and sides, but they actually just did a regular scissor cut, and I'm suddenly darkness creeps over the walls, and everything's getting crazy, and the bacon that I hang out with is scared of me and going and whatever. It's so strange. It's a really, and I think I genuinely need to work on it. It's not. It shouldn't destabilize you that much. And it just does. It just cuts to the core of me. I don't know what it is. I think it's a real vanity. Like, I remember I shaved my head one time. It was a long story. All the cool kids were doing it in third year. And the way I suddenly was like, I need to dress better so people know that even though I'm bald, I'm aware of putting effort into my appearance. It was like, maybe I could make it like an interesting Moby or that guy from the Bombay Bicycle Club type thing, where it's like, oh, it's a choice. He's bald by choice. It's bizarre. Like, it doesn't matter. Again, it's all the stuff I was talking about before. I wish I didn't care about any of that stuff. Isla and I have talked about it, actually, about the kind of need to do what's the word? Like immersion therapy and dressing like shit. Like I heard about this. We heard about this club, I think in Berlin, where you had to dress badly to get in. That a friend of ours went to on a stag do, and I think that would be the ultimate test for me. I would have to. It would be so hard to even step outside, like because if I'm wearing like. If you put me in skinny jeans, I would become a shut-in. Like I would not be able to step outside. It would be so awful. Like, if you put me in one of those like 2010 suits with the like spray on skinny trousers with a matching jacket and like a floral tie, I would ping back to the wall like it was made of Velcro. It's so bizarre. I don't know what it is. It's very much a compulsion or a fixation, I guess. And it's all control, really, isn't it? Even though I'm never and maybe texture. I don't know. I don't think I'm autistic, but I definitely, there's some things like textures that freak me out. I don't know if that's an ADHD thing as well, but I know it can be. But anyway, don't worry about it. Okay, well, I think that's time we wrap up, ladies and germs. I think we've hit our allotted 20 minutes together, but I hope you enjoyed some through line through what we've done here today. I would say, in the spirit of Your Next Village Idiot, we do have to summarize what we've spoken about as a policy point. So I guess what I would say is, the through line is that the things you do that you think are individualistic, such as wearing a bit of flair to the Geese concert, or voting in any capacity, or wearing bad clothes out of the house, it ultimately doesn't matter, because things are going to go the way they're going to go, regardless of what you do. So do what you want, because it doesn't ultimately matter. I've been Daniel McKeown. This has been Domestic Life Simulator with my friend and yours, Murphy Cat, who's come to say goodbye to. You want to say goodbye, Murphy? You want to say goodbye? I don't think he liked that at all. Anyway, stay safe. Look after yourselves. Bye.